ARESxGOD here, and it's time to talk about Hell's Paradise. And this episode delved a bit more into Gabimaru, his emotions, the meaning of emotions, kind of a bit similar with previous episode that was more focused on Sagiri's side and point of view. We find out a lot more about Gabimaru in this episode, and also the relationship between the two characters that started in previous episode deepens a bit more with this one, and some interesting flashbacks. And that island, creepy would be an understatement. What happened towards the end of the episode, and some gruesome events. So let's get into it and talk about it. Now, at the beginning we get this flashback about the village chief, which I'm kind of thinking he actually had the elixir of immortality. Even Gabimaru confirming the elixir is real, but this poses the question: how did that guy get it? Was there another expedition on the island? Is the elixir available somewhere else? Is it made by staff from the island? So many questions surrounding the village chief when they were trying, even at the beginning, him showing his immortality. So many execution things all at once there, and then it cuts off with the island. We see it how Sagiri looked at it and thought, hey, this looks very beautiful, very elegant, and things like that, which I was like, yeah, it looks very, very pretty, but it also gives me that feeling something is not right. Not right with it. How can something this beautiful cause all of the extreme results we saw in last two episodes? And even Gabimaru commenting, this is creepy and unnatural. This is way out of order, and he was more correct than he thought when he said those comments at the end of the episode, which we're gonna get to. And we also have some cute moments between them, with her being very, very strict to a fault, wanting for him to always have his hands tied, even in a comedic way. And apparently they only have one clue, this drawing, which I'm not sure exactly what it means. Food, barely any food. I think it was only for 3 days there, and things escalate a bit, because they're not just gonna have to worry about what's on the island trying to kill them, also killing among themselves, and even as this weird duo partner thing they have with the Asaemon clan and the criminals, also the criminals killing amongst each other, or killing the Asaemon, which we're gonna get to that, because we have our fight from the episode with the crazy twisted monk Keiyun wanting to kill Gabimaru. He actually attacks him with this mace cannonball thing. At first I thought Gabimaru just simply dodged it with his reflex and speed, which that was part of it, but he actually dislocated his neck to dodge that attack. I was like, okay, he dodged it, I kinda expected that, but I was like, okay, he can dislocate his neck. I wasn't expecting that there. And then we have the fight here, him wanting to untie his hands, but Sagiri, nope, you gotta keep them tied even in that situation. Now, probably the most common sense that we had in this episode was from Kisho, the guy that was monitoring Keiyun. Even some interesting comments and a reveal saying that the Asaemon are even ranked, and Sagiri is the lowest ranked among them. Part of why, because she's so strict, which I can kind of see it even with the tying of his hands and how she behaves herself. But what I liked about him, we're gonna get it after the fight. We have Keiyun using all of the weapons against Gabimaru. They didn't really work, and Gabimaru, even with his hands tied, it was like he was playing around with that guy, even launching him in the air, all of them being amazed there at he stabs him with one of the weapons. It doesn't take, but what I wanted to see was the actual fight, because he kind of off-screens him a bit. I don't know if it was shown in the manga, it was kind of obvious if he was gonna win that fight. This guy didn't really feel like a proper opponent for Gabimaru, but he gets off-screen butchered, like stabbed full of his own weapons. They're like a shish kebab, and yeah, they show the gruesomeness of it, the result of the fight, but you don't actually get to see the fight. I would have liked to see that, maybe like 30 seconds there, just all of the weapons going in him, and Keisho even takes his head as proof that he can go back, and drops some truth bombs there on them, saying, hey, this thing started even before we landed. And it shows all of the killings that were happening on the island, the criminals, the decapitations there, and even making a very good point for Sagiri. It's about priorities. You can be very strict about the rules, but the rules are kind of illusions if not everybody follows them, and that's very, very true. And we see how many people are killed, dying, treachery, gonna be all over the place, and I love this. I'm so excited to see more episodes, to see more of the criminals, more of the assignment, or missing so many pieces, let alone the big mystery of the island. Also the flashback with Gabimaru there, but also kind of realizing what type of person Gabimaru is when he wanted to pull out his sword Keiun, and Gabimaru stops at, hey, don't do that, we don't have enough time to do this, and he understands and takes his leave. I think he was probably the most normal, level-headed person that we've had so far in the series. I hope we're gonna see more of him moving forward. Now, the thing that I didn't expect, we get to see Aizen, the guy that was reprimanding last episode Sagiri, and expected a bit more from him. We see him, he's the monitor of the giant Rogurota, if I remember his name correctly. That guy comes in and he was hungry, and Aizen was like, hey, are you hungry? And yeah, he was hungry, but the food was Aizen. Kinda got eaten alive there, smashed with his hand, and okay, I kinda thought he was gonna be alive a bit more. He felt like a more important character a bit, but hey, I like it, don't get me wrong, that was awesome to see there. And the giant seems like he's gonna be very powerful. Even the sword broke against him from Aizen. We see a lot of other killings happening. Aza killed another criminal, Asaemon killed one of the hot girls, which she looked very hot, but she was trying to use her body to her advantage, which I'm curious if the guy finished the deed before killing her, or he killed her mid-sex. I don't know, we're probably never gonna find out over there. Yuzuriha, I think she killed somebody. So yeah, a lot of things are happening on the island, so not just the island is trying to kill them. Now we finally get confirmation. If you guys remember from episode 1, I kinda knew that the village chief killed Gabimaru's parents, and this time is fully confirmed. He was the one that killed them. But before the flashback over there, we have Gabi attacking Sagiri, making his decision to kill her, at least for now. And during the flashback, it's revealed that the reason why his parents were killed, because after they had him, as in Gabimaru, they wanted to leave the village, so they asked for permission, and the asshole, the village chief, killed them instantly, saying this is weakness. If you show any emotion, it's weakness. And this is how he kind of raised Gabimaru and instilled those values or lack of values into him, and kind of how he became hollow, very influenced by the village chief over there. Now we have Gabi versus Sagiri, and he also was in a rush when he found out from Keiun that more criminals are gonna join, and even the village is gonna get involved, which is kind of gonna ruin everything, and would be very interesting. What is the village chief gonna do when he finds out about the island, or does he already know about the island? Now, during the fight there, we have both of them hesitating to fully kill the other while they were fighting for their own reasons. Gabimaru thinking about the words of his wife, it's not normal to kill, and Sagiri about her own fears, doubts, and facing her own emotions, the things she learned from last episode when she witnessed Gabimaru, and his own words that came from his wife, and his wife showing more flashbacks, trying to bring back his emotions, courage to actually face them. And you see how he started, I don't know, warping what he was feeling thanks to his wife, and being warped also by what the village chief did to him. Because during on missions, when somebody was threatening his wife, even random threats, I'm gonna get revenge on your wife, he proceeded to obliterate them, even hesitating when somebody mentioned, hey, I have a wife and a kid. So those emotions were affecting his normal life that he has been accustomed ever since he was a kid and the influence of the village chief. But at the moment right now, his fight with Sagiri, he tried to revert a bit to that hollow, blank state of emotion, even reaffirming to himself, I'm Gabimaru the Hollow, and he kind of wins that fight, which is kind of expected. I was a bit surprised that Sagiri was able to hold her own, even even for a moment, against him there. And I really liked how they portrayed the village chief there, the influence he has had over Gabimaru, like that dark shadow over his shoulder, pushing him for the kill, to be that killing machine. But thankfully, he also has the light with his wife kind of breaking that shadow away. Now, Sagiri also finally understanding that Gabimaru is a human with emotions and everything he has been through, the influence and things like that, understanding herself a bit more, trying to face her own emotions. And we actually get Gabimaru crying, saying, this is weakness, I have become weak, which is not true. And Sagiri said it best, this is strength, having to face your emotion, that's courage, not hiding for them, not bottling them up. And I'm also guilty about that. I'm sure a lot of us have bottled our own emotions, have run away from problems, from other things, from facing everything that has happened. Of course, not to this same degree, but at least there is a connection there, even to real life. And when she told him, reclaim your life, I want to see if you're able to do this, you are not your old self anymore, kind of the same words that his wife told him. Now, after they had this encounter, so to say, I'm really curious how their relationship is gonna evolve further, because Sagiri tried to keep this very professional, we are not friends, I'm not your partner, but I feel like after this and probably future events, they're gonna start bonding a bit more, or at least I hope they will, which is gonna be very, very interesting, considering with the island, what's happening there, because after that we get to see the actual island, and the statues are kind of weird. Apparently there were humans there before, man-made objects, and I'm creeped out. I'm actually creeped out, because we have that sword master, I forgot his name, he sees that what the fuck even is that? The butterfly with a human face. But what I really liked, his decisiveness. The butterfly kind of touches his hand and bites him, and he quickly cuts off his hand, realizing that's not a good thing. And then you see his hands kind of withering away, transforming into a plant. So this is how people become flowers, and those weird deformed husks that we have seen so far. So it's the fauna, the floral life on the island there, and it got more and more weird. Insects with human faces, with hands crawling on the ground, and Like, yikes, just kill me with a sword, please. I don't want to die like that. And then there's even this huge giant hollow, kind of reminded me about Bleach coming after the swordsman and his Asaemon monitor, and on the other side we have Gabimaru and Sagiri having to face this giant humanoid fish head. I'm like, okay, this is getting weirder and weirder by the more they revealed after that with the island. So yeah, to say I'm intrigued would be an understatement. Overall, this was a very character focused episode, more on Gabimaru this time, and I really liked it, and setting up the future events of the island quite a lot. So I'm really curious what you guys thought about the episode. Let me know in the comments below, what do you think about the relationship between the two main character, what do you think about the elixir, the village chief, and the island, because the island is creepy as fuck. So thank you very much for watching. Remember to like and subscribe, helps me quite a lot, and you guys get the latest videos on the series that I follow. So keep enjoying Hell's Paradise. I'm gonna see you in the next one. Bye bye.